Hello everyone!
Hello!
This week we thought really hard what we are going to do for a new video. We were looking at our last video with the, what were they, acrylic markers.
Yes, they were the acrylic markers that had a few metallic shades.
You mean wetalic?
Wetalic. Wetalic colors.
Wetalic colors.
Yeah, that was funny because of the font on the box. It really looked like it said Wettel and Oud. They used a really strange font to explain what they had inside that tin.
I think it was meant to be like very calligraphic and whatnot, but yeah.
So here we have a few things. Some of them have been used, but we thought we'd show them off anyway.
Yes, just simply because we haven't yet.
Yes, these are metallic pencil crayons. We got these at Woolworth and they cost €2.49.
So then the next thing we have is metallic watercolors, which came from a shop called TD, and it costed, as you can see here, €2, or the equivalent in your currency if it's on here.
And then here we have gel pens, 48 gel pens made by Avic. There's 12 pastel, 12 metallic, 12 neon and 12 glitter gel pens.
Yes, those came from Action. And what did we pay for it? Can you remember?
I think they cost about €4.
Something like this. We were unsure if we should take them, but then I saw how many you get for the price, and so I said, well, let's just get them anyway.
When we were last in Action, they do actually still sell these, but now they've actually changed the packaging slightly. It's still the same plastic tub, but it's got a different sticker.
Which brings us to the packaging, which is, I think, my greatest point, which I do not like about the set.
Yeah, I mean, while it makes sense while it's in the shop to package it this way, at the same time, you've got all your glitter ones here, your metallic ones here, but if you want to get to the neons, you have to take all of these out, and then you have to somehow reach in here and hope that the lids are facing the right way, so you actually have something to grip to get them out.
They're basically stacked onto each other.
Yeah, it's not very good. On this side we have the metallic and the pastels, and this is the glitter and the metallic underneath.
Which is fine by me, because I think the glitter and the metallic ones are what you really want to use if you have gel pens.
I think so. I personally enjoy the metallic and the neon shades the most. I think the ones that I enjoy the least are the pastel shades, because I just don't particularly like pastel shades.
Personal preference.
That's a personal preference of mine. I know a lot of people love pastel shades, and I've seen amazing pieces done with pastel shades, but personally I don't enjoy using them, which doesn't mean I don't enjoy looking at them, if that makes sense.
Yes, makes total sense. So
take out one of these thin ones so that we can try some of these. We're not going to swatch all the colors because that's probably pretty boring.
no, we're just like trying out a few ones leisurely for your enjoyment.
Yeah, for your enjoyment. So here they show a very brightly colored betta fish, which I highly doubt you'll get that vibrancy out of these. I have tried some of them, and unfortunately this is the kind of pencil that the leads always snap, and if you sharpen them, they will just snap more.
See this one. This one has not been used that much. This one has sharpened a lot.
Yeah, because it wouldn't stop breaking, which is... And there's a piece of it in there.
Ah, there we go.
So yeah, what I remember, these are not as metallic as you would like. I mean, they're not bad pencils. I personally enjoy sketching with them.
I mean, especially on the black paper, as you see here, they stick out very much.
Yes.
If you can see it on the video, at least, I hope.
Yes, check now, it is working. But no, this one, the silver one, actually works really well. Could you choose a darker color?
A darker color. Well, then I go for the blue one here, which is, I think, the darkest one. Let's see, let's get right here. And look.
Okay, that's actually showing pretty well.
I mean, they also lay down very nicely, at least on this paper. This is very much an even coat. I actually like that. That's probably also the reason why they break so easily.
I think it's because the leads are pretty soft.
They're very soft. They're very creamy, which is astonishing.
Yeah, no, they are very creamy. They're not scratchy at all.
Let's see, I want to try the golden one. Let's see, let's put it here. Look at this.
Yeah, that looks really good.
They're very nice. Minus the fact that you will have issues sharpening them.
Yeah, that's basically the only downfall for them, is the fact that they don't sharpen well. They'll just snap over and over again. But no, I think they are pretty good colors.
I think so too, because, I mean, it's just very satisfying, which is not necessarily a thing if you go for cheap products. I mean, look at this. That's like literally copper wire. Now you just need a plug. There we go.
I'd say we need a green color just to make it look nice and colorful. But no, these are actually pretty good for what they are, other than that they don't sharpen well at all.
I mean, especially, I keep saying this in these videos, the price of this, it like was what, €2, 2.50?
Yeah, it was 2.50.
2.50. 2.50 euros, that's basically next to nothing for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 pencils.
I'm not sure how to say the brand though.
Merci. I need to get this off camera because my eyes are not very nice. This is Nassau, like the city in the Bahamas.
Okay. Interestingly, I just want to point out, it's our friends at Art Sensations.
Yay! Hello.
It's our friends at Art Sensations that, as you know, does Creative Artist.
Which we only had also good experiences with this paper.
Yeah, with this paper and most things made by Art Sensations has been good, except for that one watercolor set that we have recently reviewed.
That was not so great, but hey.
Alright, we are back. Next we're going to have a look at these.
So, which I'm just going to take these out of the picture so we have a little more space to work with.
Yes. So for these we have a piece of watercolor paper over there, just an ordinary piece, which was also taken out of the Creative Artist watercolor paper, just
the white one.
The white one. We are going to be using a piece of black watercolor paper, which I've already prepared.
Wow. As if we planned everything.
As if we planned everything. So let's try it on this one first. We had tried these very briefly.
I remember they were not bad, were they?
I don't think they were bad. I think our only complaint is that there's barely any paint in these deep dishes.
Yeah.
And this is pretty hard plastic and there's barely any paint in there.
But then, €2.
€2. So there are 6 colors. We have charcoal, green, blue, purple, red, gold. Sorry, I was reading sideways and the color names are not in English. I had to translate them in my head quickly.
I didn't, which is interesting. You always tend to notice these things. I never do. I didn't even notice that they give the color names on the box. I was just going from what I saw.
So,
Water.
Could you swatch a color for us?
I'm gonna swatch a color. So I'm gonna swatch a color now. The watercolor pros among you will now probably raise your arms over your head and be like, no, you're doing it all wrong. But I don't think the rules, if you will, that are valid for expensive watercolors do really apply for these.
Yeah, and besides, I don't have a spray bottle here to come and activate all of them.
Exactly. Well, will you look at that?
Okay, well, it seems to lay down okay. I'm not sure if it's metallic or not, though.
From here, it looks like a regular pink flesh meat color.
Now from my angle as well, it just looks like ordinary metal. What am I saying? It just looks like ordinary watercolor to me.
Which is not necessarily a bad thing.
I'll go with this one. Just mixing it up in there. So like I said, there's such little paint in these deep plastic dishes.
Whoa.
Okay,
That's very dark.
that's actually really dark.
Which, if you have seen our other watercolor time-lapse videos, it's not necessarily always the case with these cheap kits. Normally you get like a more or less grayish color out of the black one. I mean, obviously this is also not black if we are being very correct here. This is also like a very dark gray, but it is very dark for what you get here.
For a charcoal shade, I think it's pretty dark.
Yes.
Which is good. I'm not saying this is a negative.
No, definitely not.
Because you can always lighten it if you wanted it lighter.
Taking some more water here to get this paint loose. But I must also say, even this video is not about the paper. This paper is very nice. It holds the paints also very nicely.
I think the Creative Artist watercolor paper that we have is the best watercolor paper we currently have.
Out of the cheap ones.
Out of the cheap ones. Cannot complain.
We will be, little teaser for the future, we will be getting some Arteza, it was Arteza, was it? Yes, it was.
Yes, it's Arteza.
Arteza gouache paints. And, oh, a little bit too much blue on there. And we also ordered 2 or 3 sketchbooks with watercolor paper from Arteza. So we will see how these more expensive ones hold up towards this very cheap paper.
I've only heard really good things about Arteza from watching other YouTubers. So I'm excited to try some of it. Just going for the last colour here. I mean, they don't seem to be bad watercolor paints. I'm just not convinced if they are metallic.
I mean, if you, obviously I'm looking from a different angle here. We do have, to this side there is like a big window. So we have light coming from this side. If I'm going to that side and I'm looking from here, I actually, especially on the blue and the green, I get a very metallic sheen. Which I'm not sure about if this is now because everything is still wet, or if there is simply, if there is definitely something there.
Ooh, okay, that does. It looks kind of like, I mean, I know this is like an awful comparison. You know when oil spills in a road and then the light catches it? And it gets a sheen? I can't get that. I'm not so sure if this recording is picking it up. If not, I'll insert some B footage here.
Yeah.
Once it's dry as well.
I would say we just put this to the side, let it dry a bit. Maybe at the end of this video we can come back to it and take another look.
Okay, let's swatch them now on the black watercolor paper to see if they are any more vibrant.
So,
okay, obviously charcoal is probably not going to show up much here.
I'm gonna go for, hey, look at that.
Oh, that looks nice. There's some green.
There is not much, I should say this, there is not much water now on this little paint pot. So you get like a very creamy consistency from it.
I must say they're actually very creamy paints.
They are.
They're actually very nice to use. I mean, even if they weren't metallic as they claim, I think I would still enjoy using them just because they are creamy.
Yeah, those are really nice colors. I mean, I do not, I am not really that much experience with watercolors. My experience is mostly watercolors in school, as a lot of people have.
Except me, we don't do that in our schools.
And my experiences were not good because no one ever bothered to explain to us how we are supposed to use them, because they just figured, oh, they are children, they must know how to use them. How? I mean, obviously a lot of other children knew. I didn't, only when one of my classmates... Oh, excuse me if I break my little story, but look at this.
Oh, wow.
To finish my thought, just when one of my classmates actually told me how to use our watercolors properly, I actually got like more enjoyable results from it. That was fine. But coming back to our paint here, look at this.
That's stunning. This is the charcoal. I'm not so sure if the camera is seeing it. No, it is actually.
What I want to try. It's like I want to
Try blend it.
blend it like a little bit. It doesn't work so well. That might be, again, my personal inability here. But for themselves, they look very nice.
Yeah, they're actually really strong.
This is actually very nice, which probably also explains why there is not much in these little pots. They are probably more higher pigmented than paints of this quality grade normally would be. So, which one didn't we have so far?
It's
the blue
blue.
one.
I must say it is a very tacky paint, because we are rinsing these brushes off really good, to the point I'm actually constantly dabbing them on a piece of tissue and then rinsing them again. They are still holding the previous pigment, so that's just not let me start again. We are not being sloppy with the rinsing. I just want to put that out there.
The blue one, which again might be because it's a darker color, is not so visible on this paper, but it's still nice. Well, at least I perceive it as nice. It's very satisfying. And again, for the price point, which is always a thing you need to keep in mind with these things. Those are cheap materials. You can't expect something like you expect out of like a 30 euro set.
Of course.
But look at this.
That looks really nice, and they apply so smoothly.
I'm really impressed by this.
Me too.
So, little verdict in between. On white paper, yeah, you can see the sheen now more after it has dried a bit.
It's actually very shiny.
But on black paper, these really do magic.
Wow.
I mean, this is also all very wet. We will insert a little thumbnail here, or how it looks when it's dry, but you can already see they are like coming out really nicely on this paper.
They are. Gel pens.
Gel pens.
And it's like we rehearsed that. Alright, so what do you want to try? You want to try a metallic one?
Sure. I'm gonna try this one because it's kind of like wanting to jump into my hand.
Okay, you try them and I'm just going to remove them.
Which again work pretty nicely on the black paper. Although this one is a bit stubborn. I think it just stopped working.
Looks like it.
Live on cam.
Live on cam. Oh, that's not good.
Okay. Just trying to warm it up a little, because I'm not sure if everyone knows this trick. If you put this into warm water, the paint generally tends to soak up a little bit.
It normally works.
So I'm kind of like hoping that my hand does the trick, also warming it up a bit. Yeah.
Yep, it worked.
Yeah, it's a bit tacky.
I'm going to try a pastel shade here. I don't know, they don't seem to want to work properly for some reason.
Which is weird, because when we used them last time on something, they worked pretty well. I mean, look, the blue one does.
I don't know, it might not just like this paper.
It might not just, yeah, it might be the paper. Can we maybe have like a different sheet?
Okay, what paper should we try?
Which is this? This is the...
It's from this here.
Let's try it, since we had good experiences with this. Let's just try it for simplicity's sake on this one.
Alright, should we try it on that same sheet, or must I just get another one?
I think we can use this one. Must not waste things.
Yeah, especially since this paper is pretty good.
Since we're only scribbling. Okay, I'm gonna try the silver one again. Let's see if I get like a different result here.
I'll go with this pastel one again.
Okay, this one seems to be like a little... Let's try the warm water trick with it. But that's for off camera. So let's try a different one. It seems to work a bit better on here, does it?
I think so. It needs a little bit of a grip.
Yeah.
One thing I have noticed is that it's pretty streaky when you want to try and colour with it. I mean, these things are not made to colour in a large surface area.
I mean, writing is okay. Let's see, what can I use? Trying to go for like more lighter shade. It's the darker ones, you never see that great on black paper.
I'm drawing a giraffe. A very simple giraffe, and here's an acacia tree.
That's nice. I'm just trying my hand on a few letters. You can see the purple one works, I assure you, but it's not really visible on this black paper.
No, I think these pastel ones are showing up better than the metallic ones over there.
I mean, look here, this one is very visible. While this one is also okay. The darker normally the shade goes, the less visible it is on dark paper. Let's see, let's check this one for the O. Okay, this one is... it's wanting to work. There we go.
Okay, what do you want to try next? Do you want to try the glitter ones or the neon ones?
I think I'd like the neon.
Alright. So we have taken the pens out. The neon's over there and the glitter is over here.
So, neon, very 80s, partially also 90s. Let's see how this holds up. I think this is the dark paper again. It comes more like a green than a yellow. It's actually very green. It's grass green.
I'm using black glitter. It was working and it wants to stop.
Again, this is supposed to be orange. But this one comes actually out neon yellow.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is the paper though. Can I try something quick?
Yeah.
I'm just going to bring this in back here. And see, this is again supposed to be orange now. Oh, I think it's still yellow. And the other one, what was it? I think it was the blue one. Obviously the colors hold more true on white paper than it does on dark paper, but the thing is it sticks out more on dark paper, which is normally how we want to use these things, or at least on some kind of color.
Yeah. Okay, this is green. I don't see any green, I just see like shiny glitter. I mean, they're not lying when they say it's glitter. What I have found with gel pens that always claim to be glitter, I always find that they tend to clog up a lot. I don't know if it's the little bits of glitter.
Probably.
But I've noticed that's always a case. Well, I'm happy to say that I've had other cheap gel pens in the past. Normally they are full of air bubbles, which also stops them from working. These don't seem to have any air bubbles in them, which is good.
And this one you hardly don't see it. I think it's not working.
I don't think that one's working.
So yeah, there's light, there's shadow, as usual. But I think for the price...
and the fact that you can do nice little things with them.
I mean, this looks very nice. If you would just incorporate this into a little drawing as like a highlight or something,
yeah,
you'd be fine. I wouldn't want to do a full drawing with it, but that's generally not what you do with these things.
Yeah, I have used these in the Pokemon coloring page videos that I have done.
Yes, if you are interested how to beef up your drawings or your colorings with these gel pens, take a watch. It's very interesting.
Yes, so you can add nice little embellishments and stuff. So on the last coloring page, well no, it wasn't the last one, it was the second one I did, where I had a shiny Cubone, I used, this was one of the pens that I used to add the glitter effect, was this glitter gel pen. It's like a white silver, and then I used, I think, one of the yellow neon ones to embellish something.
Maybe this one.
It could have been that one.
This was the green one.
It was that one.
But I mean, for little things, like if you want to just draw some quick stars in, like here, they're really fine.
So yeah, I'd say today the things that we reviewed were actually pretty good.
Let's correct it. There we go.
Yeah, I'd say that, well, recommending them is probably okay to do, because I mean you're not expecting incredible quality, but you can have some fun with this, and the metallic effect is actually pretty damn good.
Yes, I mean even on this one, it's probably very hard to see on video, but it is there definitely.
And these, I mean, they work so nice and smooth. The only downfall is that they don't sharpen very well.
Which I think I have seen people complaining also about with expensive stuff like Prismacolors, which generally are very sought after, very expensive, everyone wants them, but everyone complains about the same things, that they break easily.
Yeah, because there is...
nature of the beast, I would say.
I think the case with Prismacolors is something to do with the manufacturing process. Some people have complained that the leads inside have been put in skew, which causes them to break a lot. That's just a theory that I've heard. I'm not so sure how true it is, because we don't have any Prismacolor.
No, but we do have other interesting color pencils. Stay tuned for this one.
Yes, we'll be showing those off really soon.
A little teaser.
Yes. So yeah, in conclusion, yeah, all of these are pretty good.
I would say so. They lay down nicely for the most part of it. You have little negatives about them, like you have about most products, but for the prices, I think you can't really go wrong if you want to play around with it a bit.
Well, I think so too. I think these could make fun little drawings fun little experiments,
Yes.
which I think is a good thing.
Definitely a good thing, because I mean that's what cheap art supplies are for, that you can actually play around and not be afraid of ruining the 50 euros you just spent on something.
Yes, that's so true.
So, any last words?
See you next week.
Yes, and again, thank you for supporting this channel. If you are having any thoughts, comments, please leave them in the comment section below. We shall see you next video. Goodbye.
Goodbye.